Good morning, students. Last class you have completed the elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point, and their related problems completed. Today I will explain the fourth one, colligative properties, osmotic pressure. So before going to the osmotic pressure, first of all we have to know about the what is diffusion and what is osmosis, and what is the difference between the diffusion and osmosis. Then see the concept. Diffusion. So before you understand the concept, first I will explain one small example. So here one beaker I am taking the concentrated copper sulfate. No concentrated copper sulfate. It is a deep blue color solution. Deep blue color solution. Concentrated copper sulfate. To this concentrated copper sulfate, we are adding the water slowly from the walls of the container or walls of the beaker. We are adding the water to this concentrated copper sulfate slowly from the walls of the beakers. So after addition of the water to the concentrated copper sulfate from the walls of the beaker, we can observe the two different layers are formed in this beaker. So one is bottom concentrated deep blue copper sulfate solution, another one is water or pure solvent. So the type of two different layers we can observe in this beaker. Okay, so this type of the beaker is kept constantly without any disturbance in some few days. So after a few days, then what we are observing, after a few days, the total entire solution is becomes to uniformly blue color. Uniformly blue color solution is formed. Blue color solution is formed after few days. Okay, so in this concept, what we are understanding, the spontaneous intermixing of solute and solvent particles to form the homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture. The spontaneous mixing of solute solvent particles means, so here when we are adding the solvent to the copper sulfate solution, here solvent particles are gradually enter into the concentrated copper sulfate solution. Like that here also from this copper sulfate solution, the solvent particles are enter into the from concentrated solution to solvent. So whenever the solute and solvent particles are intermixing together to form the homogeneous mixture or uniformly blue color solution is formed. This type of the phenomena is called diffusion. So once again, what is the diffusion means? Diffusion means the spontaneous mixing of solute and solvent particles. Spontaneous mixing of solute and solvent particles to form homogeneous mixture. That is called diffusion. So that is about the definition of the diffusion. So once again, what is diffusion? The spontaneous mixing of solute and solvent particles to form homogeneous mixture is called diffusion. This type of the diffusion term is used in the spontaneous mixing of the gases to form homogeneous mixture. So gases also, the intermixing of gases together to form homogeneous mixture, that phenomena is used in the formation of homogeneous gases. So that is also diffusion term is used in the intermixing of gases. Then next one is another one concept. Then next one is semi-permeable membrane. Then what is semi-permeable membrane? So the membrane means it is a one type of layer. The membrane which allows the solvent particles through it, but not solute particles. The type of the membrane is semi-permeable membrane. For example, this is a one membrane or one layer. Okay, the membrane which allows the solvent particles or solvent molecules. The membrane which allows the solvent particles through it, but not solute particles. Solute particles are not entered from this membrane. So the type of the layer or membrane is nothing but semi-permeable membrane. So what is semi-permeable membrane? The membrane which is allowed to passes the solvent molecules through it, but not solute particles. The type of the membrane is nothing but semi-permeable membrane. The next one concept is osmosis. So before going to the osmosis, first you see the one example. So this is the one type of beaker I am taken here. That beaker is divided into two parts by using the semi-permeable membrane. This is the semi-permeable membrane. Okay, this is one beaker. This beaker is divided into two compartments or two parts. Okay, by using the semi-permeable membrane. So one of the part I am taken the concentrated copper sulfate solution. Concentrated copper sulfate, blue color solution, deep blue color solution. In another one compartment I am taken the water, solvent. Okay. So after taken the deep blue color copper sulfate solution or concentrated copper sulfate solution in the first one compartment, and water is our solvent taken in the pure solvent taken in the another one compartment. After taking the two liquids in this two parts of this beaker, then the beaker is kept in the bench without any disturbance. After a few hours, we are observing the level of the liquid in the copper sulfate solution is what happened? Increase. Why here the level of the solution in the copper sulfate compartment increase, here solvent compartment level of the liquid is decreased. What is the reason? Because of after taking the concentrated copper sulfate solution into the first one compartment and the pure solvent taken in the second compartment, after a few hours we can observe the solute, this is semi-permeable membrane, the solvent particles are enter into the concentrated solution, pure solvent particles are enter into the concentrated copper sulfate solution through the semi-permeable membrane. So due to this phenomena causes, whenever the solvent particles enter into the copper sulfate solution, here copper sulfate solution level what happen here raised. So after certain height, the level of the copper sulfate solution is not changes. Why means that stage is indicated the equilibrium state. So at this height, the dynamic equilibrium is formed between the concentrated copper sulfate solution and pure solvent solution. So due to this phenomena causes, your copper sulfate solution level is increases, your solvent level is decreases. Okay, so this phenomena is called osmosis. And one more point, instead of solvent, if you take here dilute solution or dilute copper sulfate solution, here concentrated copper sulfate solution. So instead of the solvent, if you take dilute copper sulfate or less concentrated copper sulfate solution, here more concentrated copper sulfate solution in the two compartment. So after a few hours, we can observe the in concentrated copper sulfate solution, the liquid level is what happen increase, solution level what happen increase. Here dilute less concentrated copper sulfate solution, here solution level what happen decrease due to the transfer of the solvent particles through the less concentrated solution to more concentrated solution or solvent to solutions. That phenomenon is called osmosis. Okay. Then what is the definition of osmosis? See, osmosis means the flow of solvent particles from the pure solvent to solution or from the less concentrated solution to more concentrated solution through the semi-permeable membrane. That is called osmosis. Once again, what is osmosis definition? The flow of solvent particles or solvent molecules from the pure solvent to solution or from less concentrated solution to more concentrated solution through the semi-permeable membrane. That phenomena is called osmosis. Okay, so that is the definition of osmosis. So what is once again definition of osmosis means the flow of solvent particles from the pure solvent to solution or from less concentrated solution to more concentrated solution through the semi-permeable membrane. That phenomena is called osmosis. The next one is types of osmosis. Then see the next one concept types of osmosis. Just now I told definition of osmosis. Then the osmosis is divided into two types. First one is exosmosis. Second one is endosmosis. Exosmosis another name is exoosmosis. Endosmosis another name is endoosmosis. So before going to the exosmosis, first we are taking one egg. The outer skin of the egg is removed by the egg is dissolved in the dilute HCl solution. Whenever the egg dissolved into the dilute HCl solution, the egg having the outer skin white color skin is there layer, that is the calcium carbonate layer is there outside of the egg. But whenever the egg is dipped into the dilute HCl solution, the HCl is react with outer side skin of the calcium carbonate. Then calcium chloride separate and water carbon dioxide separate. Then finally the outer skin of the egg is removed by the reaction between the HCl and calcium carbonate of outer skin of the layer. Okay. So after removal of that outer skin, calcium carbonate skin, the egg is taken and dipped into the concentrated NaCl solution. This is concentrated NaCl solution. That egg is dipped into the concentrated NaCl solution. This is concentrated NaCl solution. Concentrated NaCl solution. Here concentration is more. Concentration is more. But inside the egg concentration is less. Concentration is less here. Outside the egg concentration is more. Concentration is more. So whenever the egg is dipped into the concentrated NaCl solution, so in this process the flow of solvent particles come out from the egg to the NaCl solution. The solvent particles present in the inside of the egg is come out into the NaCl solution through the semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable means after loss of that white layer, calcium carbonate layer, then one skin is present around the egg. That skin is acting as a semi-permeable membrane. So when the type of the egg is dipped into the concentrated NaCl solution, the outside of the NaCl solution concentration more, inside the egg concentration is less. The egg is dipped into this solution. The flow of solvent particles come out from the egg into the NaCl solution through the semi-permeable membrane. That is called exoosmosis. Exo means the solvent particles come outside from the egg. That is called exosmosis. Then next one is endosmosis. Endosmosis means the same type of that egg is dipped into the pure water. So this is, and here one more point, after loss of the solvent particles, the size of the egg will become to shrink. So this is size of the egg becomes to shrink. Its size is shrinking. So that is about the exosmosis. Then next to endosmosis, the same type of that egg means the without outer skin white color layer egg, that egg is dipped into the pure water. This is pure water. Pure water. Pure water means nothing but solvent. Their concentration is less, but inside the concentration what happen here more. So whenever that egg is dipped into the pure solvent or water, so at the time the flow of solvent particles enter into the egg. Flow of solvent particles enter into the egg through the semi-permeable membrane from solvent to inside the egg. That phenomena is called endosmosis. Endo means the solvent particles enter into the egg. Okay, so that is endosmosis. Once again, what is endosmosis? The flow of solvent particles enter into the egg through the semi-permeable membrane from solvent to the inside of the egg. It causes the egg size is increased. That means the egg is becomes to swells. Egg is swells. So in case if the large number of the solvent particles enter into the egg size is increases and swells and finally it bursts. That phenomenon is called endosmosis. Endo means solvent particles enter into the solution. Exo means solvent particles enter from the come out from the egg. That is exo. Enter into this egg is endo. Come out from the egg is exo. So that is about the exo and endosmosis. The next one is the difference between the osmosis and diffusion. The next one is the difference between the diffusion and osmosis. So here this is the osmosis, so this is the diffusion. The first one point just now I told. In the case of the osmosis, semi-permeable membrane is used. Permeable membrane is used. But here semi-permeable membrane is not used. Not used any membrane. The membrane is not used in the diffusion. Semi-permeable membrane is used in the osmosis. And second point, the osmosis takes place. It takes place from less concentration to more concentration. Takes from less concentration to more concentration. But diffusion is takes place. It takes place more concentration to less concentration. Understood what I said? Semi-permeable membrane takes place from less concentration to more concentration. Osmosis takes place from less concentration to more concentration. Diffusion takes place from more concentration to less concentration. Then third one point, this type of semi-permeable membrane is allows the solvent particles only. Solvent particles passes through the membrane, but not solute particles. So from this semi-permeable membrane, solvent particles only passes through the membrane, but not solute particle. That is in the case of the osmosis. But in the case of the diffusion, the solute and solvent particles are molecules. Move in the direction to each other. Move into the direction to each other. Means the both solute solvent particle molecules are intermixing to each other. Both are directly move with each other. That is in the case of diffusion. But in the case of the semi-permeable membrane, from the membrane only solvent particles are passes through it, but solutes are not unable to pass through this membrane. So that is about the third one point. Then fourth one is that osmosis is applicable only for the solvent. It is applicable only for solutions. But this diffusion is applicable for solutions and also gases. Why? The diffusion phenomena observed in the case of the solution and also gases. But osmosis is only applicable to the solution. Then last one point, osmosis it can be stopped and reversed. It can be stopped and reversed. So osmosis can be stopped and also it can be reversed. But diffusion it cannot be stopped and reversed. Cannot be stopped and cannot be reversed. This is about the difference between the osmosis and diffusion. Once again, see the first one point. Osmosis process, semi-permeable membrane is used. Diffusion process, any membrane is not used in the diffusion. Then second point, in the case of the osmosis takes place from the less concentration to more concentration, the flow of solvent particles. But in the case of the diffusion, it takes place from the more concentration to less concentration. Diffusion it takes place from more concentration to less concentration of the solute and solvent particles are intermixing. Next, third one, solute particles are passes through the membrane but not solvent particles from the membrane. But your membrane is not used. That's why in which solute and solvent particles are moving to the direction to each other. There is no semi-permeable membrane is dividing the solute and solvent. That's why both solute solvent particles are moving to the direction to each other. Next, osmosis only is applicable to the solutions. Okay, but diffusion is applicable to the solutions and also gases. Then next one is fifth one, osmosis can be stopped and reversed. Diffusion cannot be stopped and cannot be reversed. So this is about the difference between the osmosis and diffusion. The next one is osmotic pressure. Then see the next one is osmotic pressure. So before going to the osmotic pressure, then see the one small example. So in the first one beaker, this is one beaker. I am taking the water into this beaker. This is water. Second beaker also I am taking the same water. Taken into the beaker. Okay. In first beaker I am taking the thistle funnel. Thistle funnel. It is invertedly arranged into the water. The thistle funnel is invertedly arranged. The mouth of the thistle funnel is tied with semi-permeable membrane. So this mouth is tied with semi-permeable membrane. This is membrane. So in this beaker remaining is water, solvent particles. Water is taken in this beaker. This is semi-permeable membrane. And the inside the thistle funnel up to here I am taking the sugar solution. This is sugar solution, sugar. Or you take salt solution. Just I am taking the sugar solution. Sugar solution I am taking into this thistle funnel. Whenever the sugar solution is taken in this thistle funnel and the mouth of the thistle funnel is tied with semi-permeable membrane, after that I am taking the sugar solution. The type of the thistle funnel is invertedly arranged into this water. This is pure solvent water. That is solvent. Whenever this arranged in this pure solvent, so then what happen? After few minutes, you can observe the level of sugar solution in the thistle funnel what happen increase. Why? Because of according to the osmosis process, the solvent particles or solvent molecules are enter into the less concentration to more concentration. Because of water have less concentration, sugar is more concentration. The solvent particles enter into the less concentration to more concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. Whenever the solvent particles enter into the water to sugar solution through the semi-permeable membrane, it causes the level of the sugar solution in the thistle funnel what happen increases. So then see here that point. We can observe that level of sugar solution in thistle funnel in this second one beaker. So this is the thistle funnel. This is the semi-permeable membrane. This is water. So this is the sugar solutions. Okay. So this is the level of sugar solutions. So okay, you see here. This process is called osmosis. This process is called what is that? This is called osmosis. What is osmosis? The flow of solvent particles enter into the less concentration to more concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. It causes the sugar level in this thistle funnel is increased. Okay, here water level is little bit decreased. This phenomenon is called osmosis. Then what about the osmotic pressure? If you apply the pressure is more than osmosis, see here. So this is osmosis now. Then next one is osmotic pressure means, so see here one example. So this is This is semi-permeable membrane. So this is the solvent or less concentration, solvent or less concentration solution. This is the more concentration solution, more concentration solution. This is semi-permeable membrane. So according to the osmosis process, the flow of solvent particles are enter into the solvent to solution or less concentration solution to more concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. This is called osmosis. What about the osmotic brother? This is also osmosis, this is also osmosis. Okay, so it causes your water level or solution level what happen here increase. This is osmosis. What about the osmotic brother? Osmotic brother means the pressure is more than osmosis. So this is here I am taking the frictionless piston. Here pressure is applied. The pressure is more than osmosis is applied on the solution side. Whenever the pressure is applied on the solution side more, then the flow of solvent molecules is stopped. That means in order to stop the flow of solvent particles from the solvent to solution or less concentration to more concentration, that phenomena is called osmotic pressure. So what is osmotic pressure? The pressure exerted more than the osmosis. The pressure exerted more than osmosis. When you apply the more pressure is applied than the osmosis pressure, then the osmosis at the time the solvent particles are stopped. The flow of solvent particles are stopped from the less concentration to more concentration or solvent to solution. That phenomena is called osmotic pressure. Like that here also, here due to the osmosis process, here sugar level what happen increase. If apply the more pressure on the solution side, means this is solution side. More pressure applied on the solution side, it causes the more pressure applied on the solution side than the osmosis. It causes the flow of solvent particles are in order to stop enter into the solution from less concentration to solution or solvent to solution. So whenever the solvent particles are not enter into the solvent to solution, so its level what happen not increases. Okay, so for that purpose we are applying some pressure. That pressure is called osmotic pressure. Okay, what is osmotic pressure definition? The pressure is more than osmosis is applied on the solution side. Pressure is more than osmosis is applied on the solution side in order to stop the flow of solvent particles enter into the concentration to the solvent to the solution or less concentration to more concentration solution through the semi-permeable membrane. That phenomenon is called osmotic process. So once again definition, the pressure is exerted, the pressure is more than osmosis is applied on the solution side. The pressure is more than osmosis is applied on the solution side in order to stop the flow of solvent molecules into the solvent to the solution or less concentration to the more concentration solution through the semi-permeable membrane. That phenomena is called, that pressure is called osmotic pressure. Okay, so this is about the osmotic pressure. Then next one is another one definition is there, one more definition. Then what is one more definition? So here this is H, hydrostatic pressure. Another one definition, the hydrostatic pressure exerted on the solution by the column H of the solution. Hydrostatic pressure exerted on the solution by the column H of the solution, which stop the osmosis process. That phenomenon is called osmotic pressure. Okay, this is about the osmotic pressure. Then next one is the reverse osmosis. Second one is reverse osmosis. Then what about the reverse osmosis? Here only there, reverse osmosis. Very, very simple. You see here, what is reverse osmosis? Osmosis means solvent particles are enter from solvent to solution or less concentration to more concentration solution. Reverse osmosis means reverse. Means, see here, what is reverse osmosis? The pressure is more than osmotic pressure. The pressure exerted more than osmotic pressure applied on the solution side. From the solution side we are applying more pressure. when we apply the more pressure, then what happen? Your solution level what happen? Decrease. The pressure applied more than osmotic pressure applied on the solution side, it causes the solvent particles are enter into the more concentration to less concentration solution or solution to solvent. That phenomena is called reverse osmosis. The pressure is more than osmotic pressure applied on the solution side, it causes the solvent particles are flow from more concentration to less concentration or solution to solvent through the semi-permeable membrane. That is reverse of osmosis. That's why it is called reverse osmosis. Like that here also, if the pressure is applied on the solution side, what happen? If you apply the more pressure on the solution side, that is more than osmotic pressure is applied on the solution side, it causes the solvent particles are come out from the more concentration to less concentration or solution to solvent through the semi-permeable membrane. It causes the level of the solution is what happened? Decrease. So this is the reverse of osmosis. That phenomenon is called reverse osmosis. Then what is the importance of the reverse osmosis? This reverse osmosis process are used in the desalination of seawater. So you know seawater having salt particles. The purification of seawater or desalination of seawater process, we are applying the reverse osmosis. Okay, so that is about the osmotic pressure and reverse osmosis. Then next one is derivation. The next one is expression for the osmotic pressure. So from this want of equations, want of Boyle's law and want of Charles law, from that two laws, the osmotic pressure of the solution is directly proportional to the concentration of the solution and also directly proportional to the temperature mathematically. From that want of Boyle's law and want of Charles law concepts, the osmotic pressure of the solution directly proportional to the concentration of the solution and also directly proportional to the temperature of the solution. That is mathematical equation. From this point, then pi is directly proportional to Ct. So here C is nothing but 1 by V, means 1 mole solute dissolved in the given volume of solution, that is concentration. In case here 1 mole is there, then pi is equal to, here proportional is there, pi is proportional to, instead of C we can write 1 by V T. Therefore it can be written as pi V proportional to T. Therefore pi V is equal to to remove the proportional we can take constant R, that is equal to T. Here R is a gas constant. The gas constant is equal to the solution constant S. This is solution constant. So instead of R we can write S solution. Then pi V is equal to ST or RT. We can take any one. This is for 1 mole. For 1 mole solute. In case the solution for the n mole solute, pi V is equal to nRT or pi V is equal to nST. So this is for the solution containing n mole solute, n moles of solute. Osmotic pressure pi V is equal to nRT or pi V is equal to nST. R and S both are equal. Remember that point. Then from this one point, pi V is equal to, so here one more point. This equation is known as wants of equation for dilute solution. This is want of equation for the dilute solution. That is the equation. From this one, pi V is equal to nRT na. Then n is nothing but weight by molecular weight. Therefore pi V is equal to W1 by M1 RT. Then M is molar mass of solute. So from this colligative property, what is the main important? It is used to determine the molar mass of solute. Na, then we take molar mass M. M1 or M is equal to, then what happen? WRT or W1 RT by pi V. So this is about the formula to determine or to calculate the molecular mass of the solute. So this is about the expression for the osmotic pressure. Then next one is what is this importance, what is this calculation important? By using this formula we can determine the molecular mass of proteins, polymers and also some macromolecules. By using this formula we can determine the molecular mass of the proteins and polymers and macromolecular substance. The next one concept is isotonic solutions. That is tomorrow I will explain that isotonic solutions. So up to this today I have to listen and write down these formulas and definitions. That's all.